what's the new name now?
It's Abudebi Zonjon.
What is Abudebi Zonjon?
So basically, it has been long overdue actually, and the name change is a necessary evil because I've had issues with standing out with regards to other artists that have the same name with me. So for
DXD?
Yes, DXD for example, and that's even on the digital platforms. So on my Spotify and Apple artist profile, there are times where other DXD songs appear on my profile. And I will have to exchange emails with Spotify or
Are they Ghanaian?
They're not Ghanaians. You know, so I think if you go on Spotify or iTunes, you would find about 12 other DXDs. Yeah, 12 other DXDs. So it makes it hard for me to stand out. And if you go on Google to just type DXD, there's this cartoon
tall list.
Yeah, tall list of cartoon characters that come up and stuff. And to find me was really unusual. So if you're somebody I've been recommended, someone recommended me to you, and you're finding me for the first time, you would have to go through all that hustle to find me out, you know. And as you know, the patience span of people, somebody goes in there like 30 seconds max. And if they go through a little hustle, they will have to move away and then go. So I think that has affected me over the years. And I knew this because they are fans of Charlie DXD. I go search you for YouTube, I go search for Google and some cartoons and stuff. And that's just for Google. But then if you go to the digital stores, then there's a list of other artists. I think about 12 of them. And it's hard. So there are times where I release a material and it goes on another DXD's profile. So there's a delay. And I would have to exchange emails with this digital stores or write to my aggregators to rectify that before work. So it's something I've been wanting to do, but I never had the energy to, because it takes a lot of time with a name change. But I realized I had to do it anyway, and this happens to be the right time.
But why Abudebi Zonjon? It's a mouthful.
Yes.
Well, at least you could have chosen a simple name.
Yeah.
Is that your real name?
DXD actually used to be my real name. It used to be the initials of my real name. So Dawuni X Dawuni.
Dawuni
X Dawuni.
Dawuni.
Yeah.
Your real name.
Yeah, my name is Dawuni.
So why didn't you choose Dawuni?
No, because Abudebi Zonjon is basically a new state of mind, the way I think and the way I see things. And Abu Dhabi is basically the capital of the UAE, but and it represents wealth for me. Yeah, so basically that represents what, and Zonjon, which is the ZONJON, is Zoe overnight, Joey overnight, and this things connects to certain things that I've set for myself, and these things are like things that push me to go. So it's like every day you wake up in the morning and you need, even though you would have to do something, but usually a motivational speaker speaks and then it gingers you.
What's the meaning of Johnny?
Zoe overnight, Joey overnight. That's
what was
Zonjon. So Zoe is actually Greek, and it has to do with it basically means to flourish, and so to flourish overnight. And this overnight base doesn't mean being successful overnight, but it's like, when one success comes, you go through a hustle for a long time, but when your success comes, it happens at one time. When your life is changing, it takes just a few seconds for your life to change, and then the process continues. So basically Zoe overnight is connected to that type. Like I said, this things connect with my new state of mind. And so I needed something. And of course, coming up with the name, I thought about the marketability and stuff. And the feedback I was expecting was basically people saying it's mouthful. And that was the feedback I was actually expecting. Because one thing about me is that I study human behavior and how humans connect to certain things.
Is that what you studied in school?
No, I didn't study that. I studied that all by myself. Because I needed that to actually succeed in life and, protect myself in life, because I would have to study you and then know how things that you want and things you don't like and things that can make you happy to give me what I want. So basically these things, I live by certain philosophies that's, are not quite the norm. But hey, these things push me to go. So basically... You mentioned that if someone is looking for you or surfing the internet, DXD, and they don't find you quickly, maximum 30 minutes, the person... 30 seconds.
30 seconds, the person will be out.
Yeah.
Now, if someone is looking for you for Abudebi Zonjon, which the spelling alone, it's something else,
Yeah.
it's likely the person may get it wrongly. And so, have you considered that may also put the person off or away?
I've actually considered that, because this thing, the thought process in coming to a final conclusion to this has really taken some time. So, like I said, I study how what people react to, how people think, and and I knew people would say it's a mouthful, but I think that with time, because even DXD, nobody ever called me DXD. As simple as DXD is, 3-letter words, people call me DX, D.
Okay.
Nobody ever mentioned. So Abudebi Zonjon doesn't basically means you should say the whole name, because, hey, we have Reggie Rockstone. I know people who call him just Rockstone. Andy Dusty, people just call you Andy or Dusty. Stone Boy, people just call him Stone. So these things are, they are things that are part of, it would take time, because it took time for me with DXD. It took time for people to actually get, even with DXD, sometimes people forget to just these 3-letter words. People forget to actually remember, hey, what's your name again? And then maybe they say other letters, like D, that type of thing. So I think that it will take time. Of course, I'm not expecting it to happen overnight for people to actually understand, but I want people to follow me through the process and get to
So how do you spell the Abu?
It's ABUD.
See, I'm even finding it difficult to pronounce it. It could have been something very simple. Zonjon.
Zonjon. So the Zon is not like Zon as in Zon.
So
but
it's
Zon.
Sean.
Yeah, Zonjon. So Zonjon. So it's more like a Z with the SH. So it's Zonjon.
I will advise you pick just one.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't necessarily have to call me by, but this is the
I'm,
name.
I'm thinking. Now, okay, you don't live here, right? You're based in Denmark,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it means you are abreast of time,
Yeah.
and people living outside. I mean, yes, you were well introduced to the internet before we even got wind of it, or we even heard about it.
Yeah.
This means whoever's looking for you, there must be something very, very easier when surfing the internet. That's Sean John. Although when you hear it, it sounds like Diddy's Sean John. Matter of fact, each time I pronounce it, it's like, oh, Sean John.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Abudebi.
Yeah. So here's what I say. Just type Abudebi the way it spells.
How is it spelled?
Don't even add the Sean John. And then it's just me. Everything. Nothing mixes up in the...
How is it spelled?
It's Abudebi.
Abu
Debi.
Debi.
So like Abu and Debi. Debi. Or Sean, you can type Abu Debi, or you can just type Sean John. And then it's just me that comes up.
Okay.
Everything, my
when
biography.
I mentioned Zonjon, you said that's not how it's
Zonjon.
pronounced.
Yeah.
So you pronounce it as Zonjon.
Yeah.
Right. How do you spell that one too?
Zonjon.
Alright.
So like John and then Sean. Son and then John. So basically that's it. I understand, I know, but it would take time, of course. And basically that's what we are doing. You need to put in the work for people to, because even DXE took time for people to for it to settle in with people, as simple as it was,
I see.
Yeah.
Right. So you've been living in Denmark,
Yes,
or you're
sir.
based in Denmark.
Yeah.
Right. How long have you been living there?
I think because I've been going back and forth to Denmark since 2015. Yeah. So back and forth, but this is the longest I've stayed. That's like 2 years. I come home every year. I come back home every year. So yeah, I keep in touch.
Someone just tweeted something very, very interesting. Crispy K says, Andy, one change of name explanation 20. My phone has fallen down.
Boss, just pick it up.
So, thinking about Denmark,
Yeah.
How different is it from ours regarding creative arts? The creative industry, I beg your pardon. Now, they say when you say creative arts, well, it's tautology. Well, the creative industry.
I think the difference is that it's well organized. Systems and structures are in place. So, for example, an artist doesn't have to be in the top 3 list to be able to get revenue from their intellectual properties. or any other art. So it's just structured. Every artist belongs to, their CMOs, which is called Coda, and I belong to Coda as well.
Oh, okay.
Even though I belong to Gamro as well, but I don't bank my hope on Gamro because
Why?
I've never received anything from Gamro, and I don't blame them. But I've had my issue with Gamro in 2017 when I was releasing my first EP. Because that was when I registered with them. And then I needed my IPI because I wanted to actually make sure everything is protected before I release my first body of work. So after registering with them, I registered with them with the hope of getting my IPI to send to my publishers to actually enter and then make sure everything. But it was, I never got it. So then I think that was when I realized, hey, I would have to fight for myself and do what's right. So I had to find another CMO to connect with. And Denmark was my connection. So I'm like, hey, let me just go to Coda and then register with them. So I'm registered with Coda, and so far so good. So like I was saying, it is structured. The industry is structured.
Do you get your royalties?
Yes,
from
I
Coda?
do. I think I don't just get royalties for my music or whatever, but I get royalties I get performance royalties. I've performed. I think there are 2 concerts I played in 2018 and up to date. I still get my performance royalties, even though I have gotten.
Wait, in
I
Denmark?
was paid. Yes, I was paid for. The concert.
Was it a festival?
Yeah, it was a festival, and then one was a club show, which I was a headliner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm still being paid every now and then. I get checks in my accounts, which is coming from the songs I performed on that platform. So, and I believe that if that was replicated here, and that was the case here, but of course I understand the constraints and stuff. It would take time, but if that was replicated here, no artist. You don't have to be an A-list artist in order to feed or in order to make money.
Wait a minute. So I need much more education on this. Excuse me. So you go to Denmark to perform, or you go to Portugal to perform.
Yeah.
How does it work? That you go to perform your songs and immediately afterwards you are getting paid, or you have to sign. There's a process you need to go through to get it registered, so that everywhere or any stage you stand on.
So first of all, I don't know yet, but if I get your question, first of all, as an artist, like it's important for every artist to be registered with Gamro. It's very important because as an artist, regardless, you would have to be registered with a CMO if you really want to. And then, so for example, with Coda, you register, you have your dashboard, you have your profile, and you report all your. You sign all your songs to them. So every song they would have to look after in your regard. You sign it all to them, and then they look. So they have the song in their system. And then if you play a concert, you report the concert, how many songs you performed, how big is the venue, what was the audience, the number. You report all these things. So based on that, they get to collect. Based on that, they get to collect on your behalf. And the other thing is that aside from so basically you report your concert, you report how many songs you performed and all that, and then they get to collect on your behalf. And they have this. I think all CMOs have this relationship with other CMOs.
They're connected.
Yes. So if I perform in Portugal, and that's where everything happens. So. And I report the songs, and I report to my CMOs, because you'd have to go to your dashboard and then report the concert. They would have to, send the funds over to the CMO, because I think they all do that. This one's also send. If there's a song that's played here which belongs to a Portuguese artist, they would have to send. And I think Gamro also has that with quite a number of CMOs.
So what you do dancehall?
I'm not a dancehall artist.
Okay, so which artist are you?
I would say I'm an artist who experiments, but of course I always say I'm an Afro-pop artist because my style actually intercrosses with all genres. And it's just the way I pitch my pen game. The way I put my lyrics together. Sometimes people, of course, a lot of time I've been with Stonewall for some time.
I was about to ask you because I remember more yeah.
And even though we were that close, but I have never been on any platform to say I was a dancehall artist. And at the time, everybody was switching to dancehall and saying they're dancehall artists. I've stuck with my ground. Everybody knows that I've always stuck to the ground of being an Afrobeat artist. And hey, that's what I've stuck to. But basically, what I do is Afro pop, and it's just a connect of, and it's just a connect of, a cross of all of the genres. I'm actually a musical cocktail, so it gets people confused sometimes, but I know with time, because people can actually tell. There are a lot of people who think that I'm a dancehall artist, but it depends on the vibe.
All right, that was you and Stoneboy.
Yeah, that was me and Stoneboy.
That was Beast Dake, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I see. How's your relationship with Stoneboy though?
Yeah, we're cool. Me and Stoneboy are like brothers. Yeah, we haven't spoken for some time because hey, he's busy, I'm busy, so and I was out of town. So, but we keep in touch once in a while. He's always said his doors are open whenever. I go back and he told me, hey, guys, let's link up. So we actually fine. We're cool, and I'm cool. I'm cool with CD as well. So yeah, it's just family. We're family.
Right, I see. So I want to understand why you've not blown up, that much, because you're a great talent. I remember when. It was Dake that sent me your CD.
Oh, okay.
When we went for the after whipping him.
Well, you still don't understand saying that can't whip you.
No, I whip him, and I'll continue to whip him.
3 games straight, you lost all.
Oh, I whip him. Recently, Mega. Yes, Mega Entertainment. Their boss called me and he said, "Chalam, Anybody, what's going on with you and Dake?" I said, "Why?" He said, the guy there, they talk plenty. I say, tell him to shut up. I'll whip him again. Every time I get the opportunity, I'll whip him. So, Mr. K sent me your CD, and he told me that, Andy, you see this guy? I want you to listen to this CD, and you just thank me later. Just listen to him. And on my way, I really paid attention, listened to the CD he gave to me, and I called him and I said, yo, the guy is good. What is keeping you away from sticking out? I still can't lay a finger at that one thing that is keeping you down there. Why?
Well, it's the question I ask myself as well, but I think that it boils down to time. God's time is always the best, and I think sometimes the delays actually prepare you for the opportunity that's being created ahead of you. So you need to learn certain things in order to. God has plans for everybody. Maybe I'll be that artist that would actually take Ghana there, but I need to learn a lot in order to get to that level. So basically,
what are you not doing right?
If you ask me, I was talking to my manager. I'm always on time. So my manager, he is always. If I was late to this interview, it would be my manager who was late. I'm disciplined. My work ethics. Anybody who has worked with me or I do everything. Maybe I need to be a little bit crazy, I think, because I'm very disciplined. I don't play with my work, But like I said, I think it's time.
Right, it's time. You speak so well.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much.
What's your educational background?
And this matter, I don't know if I'm allowed to speak freely.
Free your mind.
So I think on my part, it would be unfair to actually give a credit to any institution for example, you think that I speak too well, and I appreciate that, and you would love to relate that to an institution that I've attended or any education there. But I think it would be unfair to give the credit to any institution. I give it to myself.
Why?
Because there's so many things that I've learned over the years that I think the indoctrination, the way that we are made to think and the way we are not forced to actually challenge ourselves to think. And these things that, for me, fortunately enough, I learned these things at a very early stage. So I unlearned a lot of things, and every other thing that I learn now is as a result of what I have taken back, how I have re-educated myself. And I wouldn't give that credit to any educational institution. I think I give the credit to myself.
Okay, so which school did you attend?
Like I said, The credit goes to myself.
No, I'm not.
I
Okay, so
wouldn't.
I'm not saying it was the school. I'm not asking whether the school that groomed you or that gave you that wide. I mean, you speak very good English. So yes, it's good that you've learned or you've read all by yourself. What I'm asking is which school you attended.
And I understand where you're coming from, but like I said, well, I don't know if it would be hard for you to understand. Yeah, of course, I've been to school, and even in Denmark, I'm still schooling anyway. But I think that's, for me, I wouldn't even feel well, given because knowing what I have, things that I would have to get off, and then to get myself in a certain thought process, in the way that I think. I think that I did everything by myself.
Okay,
and
so what do you do by yourself? Which books do you read?
I read everything, but basically, I like to read books that actually challenge my thoughts. So books that actually makes me go like, wow, I never knew this. These things are things that I learned because my dad used to work. My late dad, may he so rest in peace, used to work at the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authorities, and every day he comes home with this
material.
Materials. And so if you knew me when I finished JHS back then, there was every day I had this table. Anybody who knew me back then, I had this table at my mom's. I sit there with different materials, and then my dictionaries, everything, and just soaking these things in. And so those things have exposed me to a lot of things, and then the way that they have shaped my thought process and the way I see things. And so it would sound a bit controversial, but that's not even me. That's not even. I'm just being real myself, basically. So it's just the way that I see things. And
do you believe in religion?
I do, but then of course I take what I would have to take. I'm a very spiritual guy. I'm Muslim, by the way, and I'm a very spiritual guy. But
It's
I
obvious.
have a way I connect with God. I don't have to follow everything my religion.
Do you go
preaches.
to the mosque?
I go to the mosque. And I pray. I pray 5 times a day.
Okay, so apart from that, how do you communicate with God?
I have. There are times where I have quiet times where I go in the darkness and have a way I connect to God. Like
When you say in the darkness, what does that mean?
I go somewhere dark, and actually meditate and connect
Somewhere
with God
dark.
outside. Yeah, and there are times where I stay all night long, sitting on my.
Now you're scaring me.
No, and it's nothing. I don't do anything. Not anything. It's just having that peace of mind and being in an atmosphere that can make you actually, connect directly with your maker. I don't speak with God. I don't hear the voice of God, but I hear it in other ways. And these are the things. Like I told you about studying human behavior and all that. So these are the things that they are just philosophies and principles that I live my life by.
Okay, folks. So I'm in the studio with Abudebi.
Zonjon.
Zonjon.
I'm a fan, so I'd say.
My fans, Charlie. What's your Twitter handle?
It's Abudebi Zonjon. On all social media platforms, Abudebi Zonjon.
Abudebi Zonjon.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you have a new song.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ojiwan gonna say, Andy Dusty, this guy, pa, what did he mean by dark place? Hey, people did. Chris Cote says, Andy, the name Abudebi Zonjon alone should tell you my guy is difficult. Just say the school you attended, Matakam. Kwe. It is a Zonjon this thing. I'm confused. Kingdom Malik says, Andy, this guy is not proud of his school.
Oh no, it has nothing to even do with that. Not at all.
Cletus Brian says Abudebians. Okay. Ojiwanga says, good morning, Andy. Please ask him if he has any song titled Yaro. What won't he do? Do you have a song called Yaro?
Yeah, Mugun Yaro, me and Stoneboy. I think that was in 2015.
Cletus Brian said, ask him about his fan base within 2 minutes, else we will give him a nice name. So how do you call them?
Actually, somebody suggested the Johns. I was like, come on.
We are John.
Yeah. But I was like, yeah, I mean, I haven't thought about anything, but yeah, it was just a few. Yeah, we could work with that.
All right. Gideon Ofoy says, Andy, I love the guy in the studio.
Thanks.
Kweku Sparrow said, Dusty Man, you see, he's spending 25 minutes alone trying to explain his new name, tells us this new name won't stand. Gladys Man said, I find it difficult to mention his name when I see the flyer, but I think he can do better. Klichi Copeland says, please, Andy, why won't he take a simple spelling name but unique? All right. Okay. So your new song is entitled, what, Winner?
Champion.
Champion.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bradash, let's enjoy Champion. We're live on Hitz 103.9 FM in the studio with Abudebi Zonjon. Sean. Premier, good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
Dennis, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Andy.
Yeah, man. Everything cool?
Yeah, cool and I.
Yes, sir. All right, so in the studio we have Abudebi Zonjon. Guys, he's in your hands.
Premier.
Oh, okay. Abudebi there in Dubai, there,
Yeah.
Abu Baby.
Okay. I think the song is cool, but my question is, which people are your target market for this kind of music? It doesn't mean your song is not good, but then we need to understand the target market you're doing the work for. Because you can have a good product, but excuse my French, it's just like seeing the taxi driver and says, would you buy a Mercedes?
Yeah.
The product is way out of his reach.
Yeah.
In as much as he may admire it, he can't afford it. And so who is the target audience or market for this, your style you do, and then why Ghana?
Okay. So thank you so much, Bossman. I usually listen to the show, and I'm a big fan.
Oh, so I see.
Ghana, because this is where I'm from. This is where I've stayed all my life. So, of course, I would have to. You definitely, like, there's a saying in Jamaica that says you have to dance home before you dance abroad. Dance a yard before you dance abroad. So basically, it is important that I have my people support me. But like I said, the target market, like you said, you rightly said, my target market is basically the communities. I mean, the demographic with the streaming culture. You know, so basically, I'm out there and I spend most of my time out there than here. And even though I still have fan base here and I still need my fan base to support me, but sometimes it's just the reason why Ghana, and sometimes you just need the people to push you in order for the people outside to basically believe that, hey, this guy is actually doing something. So basically, my target market, for me, from 2015 up till now, I've had issues with the industry here, and it is one of the reasons why I had to leave, and take a final. So 2017, I released my 1500 EP, and I spent close to 100,000 in promoting that EP. I shot 3 music videos. We emptied our account, me and my brother right there. We emptied our account to do the project. But you take a look and realize it looks like an industry that relies on just having your song to be popular and hoping that you get shows to play in order for you to cut back your revenue. It's an industry that has issues.
Okay.
You get it. So I finally made a decision to target a market that have the streaming culture. And I don't blame anybody here because we have, the cost of data. Anytime I come back to Ghana, the cost of data gives me, panic attack. So somebody streams your song a bit and then, they don't even watch it to the end and then they run away.
Don't even worry. I'm not WAEC, but then I asked because I wanted to help you.
Yeah.
That's why I asked this question.
Yeah.
You see, the introduction of a product into a market is very important. The penetration plan or strategy is very, very important. And we are in your songwriting. We are in the area of expertise.
Penetration.
Early morning penetration.
Penetration. What are you doing?
There has to be penetration strategies and prices and all that. So you see,
you
see how you got Andy liking your song?
Yeah.
is because it was from Beat Dake. The penetration you got into is because Beat Dake that Andy trusts and likes and appreciates and sees him as a friend, a brother, introduced you to him. So imagine if Andy just met a fan who said, "Oh, Andy, I like you. I have this song." The attention he would have given to it is totally different from what you got. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean by the penetration plan. Mm-hmm. So by what means are you brought on us?
Oh, okay.
For us to appreciate your music or accept your music or your craft. That is very, very key, especially looking at the genre you're doing. So if there are no strategies, I mean, I come across a lot of people who call you and say, please, could you promote my song for me? And then they'll bring money and they'll say, we want to do promotion. I ask them, do you want airplay or you want promotion? Because promotion comes with a promotional strategy.
Yeah.
If you want airplay, you can be going around and giving DJs or whoever you make. But if you want promotion, it goes beyond just giving people music.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's where the whole strategy, the whole marketing bit,
that's
is
true.
very important. Yeah. I mean, this gentleman, Bam Bam Bambi, Bambi Bam.
Yeah, Jadena.
That song is not sung in Twi, but we still appreciate it. It's based on how it penetrated into the market.
Yeah. Because it was produced by a Ghanaian. That's why you
exactly. Andy, are you getting where I'm going? There's always something that will bring Jerusalem. We don't understand. There are some songs, I mean, Batonga and all those things. We don't even understand, but we still appreciate it.
Windek.
Exactly. So it depends on the whole strategy and how you bring it into the system. Then we would know whether to accept or reject. Because anything new, people may resist.
Yeah,
because they are not used to. They don't even know the credibility, the quality, and how it will go. And so, if you're not careful, it's not about how popular your song will be. It's about identifying your niche market and dealing with them. I mean, when I was managing Stephanie Benson, Stephanie is all popular. But in terms of shows, you don't see her face on plenty shows. It's because we saw ourselves as a premium brand. And so, we had certain class of people we performed to. Yeah. I hope you're getting the whole thing. So it's about understanding the demography, understanding the game, and then coming in. And so you may have a good product, but if the whole strategy is wrong, you may not get our audience. There are times you have to go off your comfort zone. I mean, Sarkodie came into the industry as the fastest rapper. But when was the last time Sarkodie really worried himself rapping fast?
The tongue twisting.
He needed our attention, so he needed to penetrate the market.
Charlie,
okay.
What?
I can't say enter.
How did you penetrate into the studio? And please come in.
So he needed to come into the market with a whole strategy that will get our attention.
That's true.
And then gradually he will fall on what he really wants us to hear.
Yeah.
So you need to get our attention. Example, you see, language.
Yeah.
If you meet somebody that speaks Twi, your reception to him abroad, when you meet somebody that speaks Twi, your reception to him is totally different from when you meet somebody who speaks English with you. Because the very moment the person starts speaking to you, you know you're at home. So you feel at ease. You lose your guards a bit. So that's the whole thing.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good morning. Let me start from where you landed. Talking about language and you losing God and all these things. I was enjoying the song. It's a nice piece. Yeah, it's a nice piece. And I love the lyrics, so encouraging. But I asked myself, okay, I can understand. I can relate. What about somebody who may not be able to understand English to my level and appreciate and decipher the information? So talking about language and people losing God a bit, I was expecting that maybe a line or two, something. Because you were talking about you making sure your fan base in Ghana is tight, is intact, so that you can have that push. But you are doing a song without bringing those people in. So how do they push you? Because the song is good, the message is good, but they may not be able to understand it. If you are planning of having a niche market, that is different. But if you are trying to get into the mass market business of our music industry, then there should be elements that can robe in all and sundry. Somebody will say all and sundry.
But
Elements that would catch the attention of not myself alone, but my brother, my sister, my uncle, my aunt, my grandmother, my kids, and everybody, so that the song will be very popular out there. Based on that, based on the support base you have, then they can push you or catapult you to get to where you want to get to. But if you do a song that they cannot relate to, how are they coming in and how are they promoting you? That is something that I think you need to watch. And apart from that, the name, the Abudebi.
Abudebi.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was trying to understand you when you were explaining and all these things. You were talking about using 3-letter words and people were still not relating. Maybe at that time the brand was not that resounding. Because if the brand is big, definitely people will find a way to relate. But sometimes the brand may be good, but how people would accept it. Okay, I'm in Accra, so we're talking about Abudebi. I know Abudebi. But when I go to my hometown, how do I explain the name? How do I pronounce it? How can my, but it depends on your market. If you are thinking about a niche market where you're talking about the elitist in the society and they are the people you targeting, it's cool because they can relate easily. But if you're looking at the mass market, then I think you should water it down a bit so that it will be easy for people to mention, people to relate, people to recall. Because top of the mind awareness, Toma, is what plays a role. Very necessary. Yeah. So if the name doesn't ring a bell, in this job that we do, we have something we call tracker. The tracker tracks the stations that are most listened to.
It determines your performance.
And that determines your performance. Yeah. But there are people who will listen to other stations and give credit to other stations. Because Toma, top of the mind awareness. So even though you are producing a good content, somebody will credit your content to another station because that is what comes first. So I watch all these things. But your song is good.
Thank you so much, boss.
Yeah, the song is good. And I really like the vibe.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we are ending it. Well, thank you very much. Fneta says, Andy, please ask Abudebi why he refused to give credit to the school he attended. That is unpatriotic of him. Hey, one of the was one man fans, I would say. Clichy Copeland says, hey, Abudebi, Sean Paul, free studio, we can't spell your name. Okay, Fneta comes back and says, I think the artist is comfortable outside, but he has a nice song. Pascal says, Andy, tell Abudebi to change his name to a simple one instead of that long name. One person with Arabic, Greek, and traditionalist. Okay. Okay. Kwesi Wilson says, shine bright like a diamond. If Kwame Eugene alone do it, they will say he has stolen the song. Good song, though. Pascal says, DJ Premier there. It be like slow, but question you go throw give you no. Charlie, thank you very much for coming, bro. Thank you very much. So where do we get the songs? Have you shot the video yet?
Yes. So
is it on YouTube?
We have a montage out there, and I think it's 10K plus already. It's just a week.
Oh wow!
I really last week.
Interesting.
Last week Friday, I think. Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's out and it's on all digital platforms. I mean, everywhere you go, and the streams on Spotify as well. It's going high. So like my boss said, of course, I've put all. These things into. The niche market, the demography. I put all that into consideration, and the strategies in place. So we know exactly what we are doing, and I appreciate all the feedback. I think it just is something that takes something in my head, and we'll put all that into use.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This is Hitz.